Hey guys, and welcome back to Game Smash. Today we are playing Spintires, which I believe I will be bringing out on every Friday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in America, it obviously will be way later. But anyway, this is a mod map that's called the old telegraph track, and it was created by a guy who actually went to the old telegraph track, and it's in Queensland, Australia, where I come from. Oh, well, I don't come from Queensland, but from Australia. So, I thought I'd give my first impressions and a bit of a review on it. Obviously, the trucks over behind, and this one here, it's called the Huntsman. It's quite a good truck, this one actually. So it's for Unilog, can't quite remember. Anyway, let's get into it. What I thought I'd do is put a big tanker on the back of this thing, because I'll show you. Go to the map. That's the map, and there is no actual fuel stations anywhere else on the map apart from up at the base. So if I can get as far as I can with the Huntsman with the fuel, then I can bring other trucks through. So yeah, let's get into it. So I haven't actually been to the old telegraph track yet, which I'd love to go to, because when I was young, my very first car I drove was an old Toyota Cruiser, Toyota Land Cruiser 45, I think it was, FJ45 I think. Or was it an FJ40? Can't quite remember. But it was an old short wheelbase. And I remember when I was young, my dad and my mum and myself, because I'm the oldest, we used to go out to a little place not too far from my hometown, and there was a massive dam there. And Dad would actually put me up on his lap and let me steer the thing. I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously I couldn't reach the pedals back then because it was too short. But that's where I got the passion and love for driving. And I've done it so much since I've been an adult. And I would actually love to get another full drive. Though driving on the streets is cool and you go a lot faster, but it gives you that sense of adventure and freedom. You can go off the old blacktop, if Americans call that the road, and discover what's really out there. Especially in this country, we have a lot of tracks like this. Some not as hard as this one, but they're all still something to admire. Get out into the wilderness and see what you can see. But yeah, not too far up ahead, I've got another truck. But I thought I would actually bring this one because I could fit the fuel tanker on the back of it, just in case I need some extra fuel on the way. So I'll get as far as I can with this thing, and then I'll stop and pick a different truck. So I decided to put the crane on the front, on the top, just in case I need to drag another truck out, or another four drive out of the bog or something, like you can see right here. I might even have to pull this thing out, but let's get into it. So first impressions of this truck and track. The truck, like I said, is actually an amazing vehicle. She just keeps on going. And I think they're actually a Russian truck back in one of the world wars. they decided to build this thing. And the map, well, I've had a little bit of a sightsee just before the video. So technically, you and I together, we are currently stuck on a boulder. If I can get around it. I might have to smash myself just over that boulder. If I can find a point, no. Can't find a point. Maybe. Come on. No. I'll have to go up around. Wow. Something like those boulders. And there we go. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I really do like this map. From what I've seen, I've actually seen videos on the map, the old telegraph track, and a lot of people have destroyed their vehicles because of the track, but it obviously wasn't intentional. It's just how the track is. Because coming from Australia, obviously everything's out to kill you, or apparently, or it's out to destroy your fun. But no, not really. It's just another country, really. Well, she really does not like these boulders, which is surprising. They've done a really good on the shrubbery, on the shrubs, sorry, and the trees. So there's the other vehicle. It's as far as I got before, so I'll have to obviously get a little bit further. Ooh, that's nice. Actually, there's a little track not too far from where I live that has a big hole like this. And a mate of mine sunk his full driver in it once. But anyway. So, obviously all these mods will be in the description where I got them and if they're safe or not, or compatible sorry, with other mods and with the game itself. Like a massive thing these days is safety. Whether somebody's out to try and get your details and all that crap. So you just gotta make sure you click on the right link. Ooh, shouldn't like that part. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, so all these mods will be in the description down below. Want to go check them out. And when I'm finished with this map, I'll obviously download another one and give my honest reviews and opinions. This is the fun part, especially with four-wheel driving, pushing your vehicle, seeing how far and what it can do. And if you do have a four-wheel drive, I would actually advise to get yourself a winch, because if you're the only person out there and you're trying to get over a hill or you're in a big bog like this at the moment, yeah, if you're trying to get over a hill or in a bog, like in a big hole, then you can save yourself. I'm sure you don't want to be stuck out there for days. Which actually reminds me of a time when I had what vehicle was it? I think it was a Ford Territory or something. 4-wheel drive model. It was a good 5 years ago now. One of the first 4-wheel drives I had. How exactly did it go? I know the place. It's actually in a city not too far from where I live. Ooh, nice. I knew the place pretty well, but obviously Australian land changes all the time. So I come around this corner and I noticed a massive big drop off, about 5 foot. I thought, okay, I'll try it. And I got halfway through and I had to cross from one side to the other because it was too deep in a certain spot. And as I tried to cross, I hung the rear diff up on the centre. Kind of like what's going on here. The front wheels. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the rear diff. I hung it up on the centre of the track, and it took me literally 5 hours to get out of that. And at the end of it, I had the shits, and I thought, no, I'm not going to get out of it by myself. So I had to call another mate to come out and pull me out. But that thing was pretty well decked out for what it was. Had 35s on it, 35-inch mud tyres, but she just wasn't high enough. And the rear diff, she just sat down right on the land, right in the middle. So that was probably the worst time I had. It, yeah, went on kind of a little adventure by myself. And then there was another time where another mate of mine, an old mate, we went to the place I said in the beginning of the video, and we drove for about 10 kilometres inland, and we went over this big hill, come back around, and it was right on the side of a dam, and we were going to try and make our way back around on the shore of the dam, but wow, that's a big hole. Yeah, I got way too close to the side of the dam on the shore, and I thought, no, the ground is pretty solid here, but it turned out to be it wasn't. And as soon as I hit the loose bit of dirt, which turned out to be mud, the tyres, they just sunk, like literally, obviously because the vehicle's like, it's close on 3 ton, so, which I was quite surprised, like decent tyres on it, but if the ground is like really soft and muddy, which like I said, I didn't know that it was, your wheels, they just sink straight away. I tried to get out, and a mate of mine, I didn't have winch on at that time, which I should have, but oh well. We put sticks and big rocks and stuff underneath it, and she wouldn't get out. So then we had to go for a hike. I think it was about 5 kilometres, literally across to the other side of the dam, to try and find somebody to try and pull us out of this big mud hole. Well, side of the dam. It was about 6 hours later, literally. Like we had two litres of water and a bottle of Coke between us, and we drank both of those 2 litres of water and the bottle of Coke, because it was in Australia. It was 35, 36 degrees centigrade, which 40 something degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, hiking around trying to find out another person, somebody, to willingly to come and pull us out. So yeah, 6 hours later we found somebody, and we came back on the back of, they had a 4-drive ute, and we were on the back. And yeah, we eventually got to my 4-drive and pulled it out, and then as we were going back to where they come from, which is on the other side of the dam, we went straight. We were going around the corner to follow the shore back around to where they were, and it was literally about 100 feet down the path, met up with the original track that we were on, and we thought we were lost. So yeah, it was quite an adventure. A little bit scary considering it was just us two, and we didn't have another vehicle to help us apart from when we went to the big hike. But yeah, that was the longest time I had been out, only because we had to go for a walk. So, but yeah, seems like a big patch of mud here, so I might. So we come down here, around. Oh, okay, we made a little bit further than we were, where I thought it was. Okay. So yeah, okay. We'll go back to was that one? That's another thing you should get, diff locks, because if you don't know too much about diffs, but the standard diffs, when you're just driving along, only one wheel is spinning at any time. Wow. Yeah, that's money. Yeah, only one wheel is spinning at any time. So if you go around a corner, it's generally the she's very muddy. It's generally the tyre that has the most traction or the most weight on it is spinning. So diff locks counteract that. They lock the center of the diff together because you've got two separate halves, and yeah, you got both wheels at any time spinning instead of just one. So obviously both wheels spinning means twice the traction. So if I take diff lock off, obviously it's in 4-drive, and it's not going to do it now. Maybe because it's a Dodge. Anyway. Yeah, if I take it off, what I did, see, now it's on, it was digging in. It just makes it that little bit much easier for the vehicle to get through the, obviously, mud or the, over a hill or something. So anyway, this is the old telegraph track. I might actually read up a little bit about it. In the next episode, I'll tell you a little bit more about it. I know a little bit, but not as much as I should. So, apart from it's extremely muddy. So, yeah, we'll get up the hill. This mod, or this vehicle, obviously it's a mod. There's only one problem with it. It's extremely weird gearing. So, yeah. Anyway, we have come to the end of the video. Like I said, I'll do a little bit more reading about the old telegraph track, and I will tell you this next time. So, cheers for watching the video, smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.